Hey guys, it's your girl Antonia. We out here on Amped Up Live. You see on my right, we have our host in the building, King Leo.
Yo, what's going on?
The Seymour Smoothies King.
What's up with y'all?
Welcome. I just want you guys to know that this is our official host, so he's holding it down. We're Amped Up Live, so you know you guys checking for the content.
Blessed
weekly.
To be here. Definitely blessed to be here.
Thank you. And now, drums roll, please. Not you. Oh. We have Kenny Johnson here, the deputy mayor. Is that still your title? Or are you the president?
Not yet.
Okay.
We working towards
it. Okay.
Vice right now, what is it?
Yes.
I know you ranked up from what it was before, of course.
No, so I've been reelected for city council for 4 more years.
Nice.
But if I want to go for mayor or governor or whatever, then if God has in store for me, then I'll go for it.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and thank you once again to return back to Amped Up
Of course. You got to return home.
I love this man.
You got to return home.
I love him. Yes. Well, we are out here and, we're just here. We just want to talk to you.
Yeah.
We're glad to have you here, brother.
Yeah.
You've been on my radar for a minute now, so I'm glad that you're here.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all having me.
Thank you.
And I love the diversity, on Amped Up Live, where you can have, elected officials, business entrepreneurs, rappers, models, that's how it should be. And I love that you provide that, Antonia. So I appreciate y'all having me.
Thank you. Well, again,
that's a business. That's some business, right? We had that conversation too.
I
That's
love it. No, but again, congrats. And enough about me. Back to you. So you just won the election.
Yes.
What's your first call of duty?
Brother, I'm really trying to work on bringing businesses and jobs to Palm Bay.
Nice.
Like I've reached out to Top Golf, Dave and Buster's.
Wow.
And I have a meeting this Thursday about it. But even Buc-ee's.
Dave and Buster's though.
Get out.
Yeah, even Buc-ee's.
Okay.
I don't know. For those of you, I don't know if you.
That's
check.
like a Texas thing.
I've heard of Buc-ee's. I've heard of it.
Yeah. My coworkers were just literally talking about that today.
Oh, that's crazy.
Megan.
Yeah. I know you good. But they have a Buc-ee's located in Jacksonville, St. Augustine, and then based on the mile marker, we meet that threshold. So we're trying to see if we can make it fit for Palm Bay. So.
Okay, so I got a question. Right?
Yes,
Can I
sir.
ask a question?
Of course, this is your show too.
Listen, Kenny. So my question is everything majority economical when it comes to the political, side of things? Is everything majority y'all go straight for? Okay, let's try to build the economy, or is it more so? What are the issues? Like what's the most important part of it?
It's all economics. Okay. Like even the building, when I speak to developers and I'm talking about multimillionaires, they're running into the same issues us regular people are, and that's high interest rates.
Yeah.
So they don't, the same way we don't want to buy a house when the interest rates are this high, they don't want to build when the interest rates are this high too.
Makes sense.
Yes, they have the money, but
Totally.
if you can save, you want to save. So we're seeing a slowdown on development, but we're still trying to entice those to come to Palm Bay. Like we even got a business that develops micro device chips for the government, and we got them to come from Oregon to Palm Bay.
Wow.
Yeah. So
what is the process? Like, how does that work? Do you basically have a proposal that you present to them, and then you literally go in person?
Like, how do y'all come up with that?
It's everything. So we have staff on. We have an economic development team that reaches out to businesses all over. We've reached out to Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos. Like we don't play. We're reaching out. If you don't ask,
I was just working at some warehouse Elon building in Palm Bay now. Hold on, West Melbourne or something.
West Melbourne, yeah.
What?
But if you don't ask, you don't know.
Correct.
Wow.
The worst thing they're gonna say is no. But I'm gonna at least ask. I'm gonna reach out.
Sure.
I want you to tell me no. I'm not going to assume that you're going to tell me no. So, like with Top Golf and Dave and Buster's, they told me we didn't meet, the threshold for population and median income. Okay, I get that.
So it's population related when it comes to bigger businesses.
Yep.
They worry about the population
to make sure they can fill in.
More sense.
They want to get the return on investment.
Right, even for sure. With the ROI.
I know I was at an event of yours, right? We were at, where was we at? The rib joint.
Skibo's.
Skibo's, yeah.
Skibo's.
Shout out to Skibo's.
Black-owned
yeah, black-owned. Definitely
ribs.
go to them.
Yes.
Try them out, you know what I'm saying?
Yum,
But
yum.
I remember we was at Skibo's and you was talking about how Palm Bay was only 41% done or something like that.
Built out, yeah.
That to me was very crazy because I came here in 17 and it was nothing in the city. I'm talking about no one went downtown. That was and there's a few different. I'm so serious. I came down here when it was like that, and I seen it develop where people. Right now, one of my agents was like, she put a stats on Facebook like, where all these cars come from? What the hell? I'm like, yo,
Mars.
It's crazy because they really come out of nowhere.
Mars.
No, but seriously,
That's so crazy.
it's intriguing. I'm like infatuated with the development and how fast it's growing. You know, even just learning about a couple of years ago about Emerald Lakes, not knowing that they've been working on this for so long already, and that
Where's
it's
that?
progressing.
Where's Emerald Lake? Where's that?
South of Grant, and they've already have like a elementary there or something.
Yeah, so
subdivisions.
there's the elementary school subdivision down there, and they're wrapping up what is called a utilities agreement. So that's.
Are you looking to get the most money back on your tax refund? Black Empire Tax has been highlighted for its fast service and efficient tax accuracy and help you get the most money back on your tax return. We specialize in getting our clients out of IRS debt, fixing any previous issues from the past, making sure we knock off as much child support as possible, and making sure we get you prepared for any business issues to come. We are located in Brevard County but service all 50 states. Any tax issues that you're having that you think you cannot get rid of, Black Empire Tax has your back. Give us a call at 321-451-1309.
Regarding, how much they're going to put into the water infrastructure and how much we're putting in. So once that's wrapped up, we're going to have a groundbreaking. There's going to be like a water park down there and everything. So it's
sick.
And it's been in planning well before I was on city council. So that's one thing. I never try to take credit for something I didn't have a, huge impact on, but I'm helping get it across the finish line.
Main attraction? You said water park's going to be there. So that's kind of giving a main attraction to the city type.
Yep.
Okay.
It'll be like its own mini city within the city. Kind of like VR 2.0, pretty much.
Would you say there's any big projects we should be looking out for the most part?
The main one I would say is, like I said, Buc-ee's. Down that, it's going to be down that way. Other than that, we're working on with a few developers to develop our own downtown Palm Bay. That's sick. And that's going to be on the water. I remember I talked about it a little bit. That's going to be on the waterfront. Are
they going to build like a Margaritaville there or something?
That's Melbourne. So just north of us is going to be the Margaritaville, but then you go further south on US 1.
Like in between Port Malabar and Palm Bay?
Yes,
oh
over in that area.
Goodness.
Yeah, so is Margaritaville an amusement park? Like, cause I was in Orlando literally 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And I seen Margaritaville or something like that. I'm like,
it's a high class it's a high class restaurant, run by developed by a musician, Jimmy Buffett. So it's more of the kind of hot thing right now, kind of like Mark Wahlberg has the Wahlburgers. It's the hot thing. So
I went to Jamaica and they had this huge slide at Margaritaville.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna have a slide at this one.
You never know.
You never know. It might slide right into the water.
A lot of drunk people getting wet or something like that. Like what?
If they can remember.
Yeah, they're also known. You hear the name Margaritaville.
So it is the name, though. Okay.
They're known for margaritas too. So
wow.
Yeah. So
I want to go by. I had a conversation later. So
yeah. No business plan in the two. There,
yeah. It's a write off too. Just so you know.
So I might have asked you this question before, but what got you into politics?
I started just like y'all. I just started going to council meetings.
Wow.
I got curious and I got intrigued. And I just started going to council meetings. I didn't know left from right when it came to local government. Nowhere in high school or college did I have any intention of going for politics. But after going to the meetings and seeing some things, I was like, okay, it piqued my interest. And then I saw things I didn't agree with. And I'm like, I can either complain or I can try to do something about it. So I ran for office.
Beautiful.
And was elected at 27. So currently I'm the youngest elected. But I say that not to, beat my chest about it, but I want to encourage others to get involved. Like after me, the next youngest elected in Palm Bay's 50.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
That's 2 generations.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to encourage others to get involved. Like I just
this
had
is the future. They are the future.
I had a gentleman stop me at City Hall saying, "Hey, can I get your number because I want to learn more?" I said, "Heck yeah!" Like this is what we do it for. We supposed to too often. I don't want to blame our grandparents or parents, but somewhere in the mix we lose that connection, and we want to make sure we keep that connection and pass the baton to the next generation.
See, I had that conversation with Victoria, the president of Black Chamber of Commerce.
Yes,
we had a conversation about, she's like, young individuals like yourself, black males, are you interested in getting more into the politics side? I said, I didn't know where to start. Like, where do I start at? Because that's a big question. I think a lot of young kids don't know where to start. Like, you go to the council meeting, they go in there, they look inside, they might not want to sit inside. But it's like, where do you start at if you're not going to a council meeting? You don't too much know any of you guys, and like, where do you start at to even look into it?
But you guys do have a junior program,
yes.
right?
So we have a youth council. So that's one of the first things I put together.
I love it.
When I got on council, I was like, the same way I'm bringing young, innovative ideas. I know our high school kids could too.
Yeah.
So we put together a youth advisory board made up of high school students who live in the city of Palm Bay, and they bring in their perspectives and what they want to see, because it's just as much their city
beautiful.
as it is a 70, 54-year-old.
Yeah, the future, so
Right?
Wow.
So yeah. So, but to answer your question, just ask. Find somebody who you feel, okay, I can reach out to him. You know, you can reach out to me or whoever else, but just somebody you feel like you're like-minded or who'll be open to hear what you have to say.
Makes sense.
The same way I'm reaching out to the CEO of Topgolf. Like you know, and they might tell me no, but that's a chance you take.
Yeah.
So you don't know unless you reach out. So.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's definitely facts.
So, as far as social work, do you have like a list of social work you've done in the past?
My main focus has been with outreach to at-risk youth, and I think we see the need for it more and more now. There was just another shooting where an 18-year-old from Palm Bay High was killed, and the other young man I knew.
That was Christmas. Was that during
No,
Christmas time?
one just happened this weekend at Spencer Holland Park in Melbourne Beach.
They were telling one of my friends reached out to me from the military. Was like, I was just reaching out because I heard something was going on in Palm Bay, Melbourne, and I seen something about a beach drive by. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, that's what happened. But that happened too.
Yeah, that was my friend's son as well. And
Which
Christmas
one?
Day, Jeremiah.
So the other young man, TJ, was somebody who I was mentoring and working with. I had to do the eulogy at his funeral.
Oh my goodness!
And that's why I try to stay involved for that reason. So these young men know that one, they know the value of life and they know the value of their lives. They know the value. Like, hey, if I shoot this person, not only am I taking them away, I'm taking away any future of them having children. I'm taking away somebody from their mom.
Taking your own future.
Yeah, and your future. It's so much bigger than what they're thinking the short term. They're not thinking the long term all the time. So
it's more reactive, man.
Yes.
People, right? I mean, if it's our youth, we're more so reactive. Like, think about it. We're a lot of fatherless households. That's how we are, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the majority of it. I don't know statistics on it, but I know a lot of men grew up without a father, and those are the most reactive.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? The ones in the hood doing all the unnecessary stuff.
That's real.
They ain't grow up without a father. They don't have someone that's really showing them the way to go.
That's real.
So, I mean, that's something I definitely see that you're in position to take care of also. Or not take care of, but to do something about.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But it takes one.
So
all it takes is one.
So for social work, that's probably like my number one priority.
I love it.
To try to help out. Volunteering, even if it's just to pop in an elementary school or middle school or high school, just to show face, and they know that there's somebody looking out for them or somebody who believes in them.
I love that.
I
love that. I'm starting like a women empowerment group.
Yes.
Called Amped Up Queens, but I want to do that for young women, the youth as well. But I'm still getting there,
We'll talk.
Yeah, I would love to volunteer, do some things like that, more outreach stuff. But definitely, I feel like the youth here they need help.
Yeah, without a doubt. And you can do that. You can either do like I did and just go into the schools, go to them.
Yeah, but you're Kenny. They look at me like, whoa.
No.
Who is this?
I'm telling you, like, not to be funny, when I walk into some of these elementary schools, some of these kids, some of these young black boys look at me like a superhero because they don't see that. They don't see a strong black male coming to show love or affection towards them. So for a sister to do the same thing in a school, which statistically, I'm not just, I'm not race baiting or anything. Statistically, most teachers are white females.
Yeah,
they see a black woman coming there and speaking to them. They're like, wow, like I can identify with her. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
like, hey,
not at all.
So
you need that.
I think you would be welcome with open arms.
I would love that.
I really do. And if I have to make the connection or whatever the case may be, we'll make it happen.
I would love that. I would love that.
Yeah. But it takes a village.
Definitely, absolutely.
It takes a village.
For sure.
So I was talking about it before. Of course, we started Kenny. So I know the Kenny from 2021, I believe. That's when I first met. Really seeing Kenny, was knowing about him and stuff like that. So it seemed like we in your city. So I know a lot of people know about you.
Things changed.
So I didn't know who Kenny really is. Like, where are you from? Like, give me a little background story. Give me a little something.
Yeah.
All right, I'll keep it real.
I seen a picture with you with dreads and everything. So this is I said, what?
How the
That's
mighty
Kenny?
have
Okay.
fallen. How the mighty have fallen, man.
Nah.
Yeah, I was wicked up.
Yeah.
I was wicked up back in the day. So,
It's crazy.
I grew up here, went to Bayside High School, graduated. Got a football scholarship, played college ball up in South Carolina. That's where I grew out the hair.
Okay.
I was wicked up. Football players typically, you want to
Yeah,
go.
fast.
So I graduated.
Yeah, you were a jock.
Yeah, I was a jock.
Yes.
I was
Crystal told me. Didn't she mention that?
Yeah,
You went to
Crystal.
school with
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Crystal at
yes.
Bayside. And I
I
was
don't know Crystal, but yes.
But I was a typical jock. How you see in the movies, like,
yeah.
like
I see it.
I was a typical
That
jock.
explains the.
Yes.
Yeah. That explains. Yeah.
I was a typical jock.
I love it.
But I graduated and moved back here. And once I moved back here, I was trying to find my career path, and I was jumping from job to job. I was. My parents would say I was working like a Jamaican because I would have it was nothing for me to have like 3 jobs, and work.
All that energy.
I was like, let me grind in my 20s and 30s so I can just enjoy the 40s and 50s. Like I'm not looking to wait to retire when I'm 60. I'm trying to grind hard now. So fast forward, I'm working different jobs. Still just not really finding my calling. I find my calling in personal training. I work for LA Fitness.
Nice.
I call them LA Finesse because
They definitely finessed me many times.
And both employees and customers. No offense to y'all, but
Damn.
but
Shout out to Top Notch.
there we go. So that led to the beginning of Top Notch Training.
Yes.
Fast,
I felt I hit a wall. I was like, I can provide better service at a more affordable rate for the community.
Okay.
And here I am coming up on my 7th year in business.
Wow.
And then I use that to kind of get into the schools and volunteer, working with the kids.
Smart.
Use, physical fitness to also help build mental health fitness,
Nice.
so the kids know that they can strengthen their minds just like they can strengthen their bodies.
Love that.
And through that community service, that's what led me to go to my council meetings
Beautiful.
back in 2016,
which
led me to run in 2018 for office.
Wow.
Wow. That's a
So it's been a journey.
I want to kind of highlight how you said, and I always tell people this all the time, right? Because a lot of people, individuals come to me like, I see you're an entrepreneur, et cetera, what can I do? Well, first things first, you just said something that stood out. You said when you came home from school, you jumped from job to job.
Yep.
Essentially, when anyone jumps from job to job, you're ready to work for yourself or do something bigger than you. Because you don't see value in that specific job. So now you're going to look into something that's going to help, because in the day, you only get real satisfaction when you help people doing something else.
Yep.
Sure.
And the position you're in today is so powerful because, like you just said, young brothers that's probably 6-7 years old looking like, oh my God, who's that black man? And then you're young at that.
Yep.
It's not like you're an older guy with gray hair.
great.
You know
Come
what I'm
here,
saying?
sonny.
And nothing wrong with that. At the end of the day, we all got to do something
Yeah.
at one point in time. But you're at the age he's at, you know what I'm saying? Same with you, same thing. What you're doing, your nonprofit, everything. What you're doing right now is it's empowering as hell to a lot of different individuals. It gives me hope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I love to have you here at least maybe once a quarter, just so you can just recharge our batteries.
Man,
Oh, I got you.
We're in the right place.
Man,
You know,
I got you.
awesome.
It was.
It's been the same
Definitely
thing when he's when he's been in the gym working
Yeah.
out. Like I just try to bring the energy and bring the vibes,
I love that. I love
So
that.
I try to get you amped up.
Amped up.
that.
Top
You
notch.
already-
Amped up.
Yeah.
So speaking of top notch, I love what you're doing. How are you able to balance that? Do you plan to do more investing into politician or the politics or?
So, and I'll be real. During the campaign, I neglected my business.
Okay.
Because I had to really focus on marketing myself and
Right.
making sure that people knew, to vote for me.
Right.
Now that the campaign season's over, I'm able to focus on marketing my business
Nice.
more and finding that balance again. So my morning start at 5 a.m. getting my son ready, get him to grandma. 6 a.m. I'm at the gym till about 12, lunch hour, lunch break, and then I go to City Hall, do whatever meetings or things I need to do there. Then, like today, I'm here,
Right.
and then after I leave here, I'm going back to the gym till 8 o'clock.
Wow.
So it's all about time management,
Yes.
but it's worth it.
That's awesome.
That's
It's
big.
worth
You
it.
saw you say you woke up 5 a.m. That's that's such a successful trait any
Yeah.
black man should have. So many people right now You call him at 9, I'm still asleep.
Yeah.
You call him like,
You can't get time back.
Are you serious? You can't. That's
You
the
can't
most
get
important
time
thing.
back. You can make money. You can get $1
Money.
million back, but you can't get 5 minutes back.
You can't. And if we value our time more, in my opinion, and I see you say the same thing. If you don't get your time back at all, so if you don't value your time, what else are you gonna lose? Like, what else
That's
are you
a
losing
fact.
out on? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's very big.
That's right.
The fact that you're here, I appreciate your time.
Yes.
I appreciate y'all
like,
reaching
this
out.
is a blessing.
I appreciate
No,
y'all
I was telling
reaching
him,
out.
Kenny has to be the first one. I don't care if we begin in November.
No,
Kenny has to be the first
I appreciate
one.
it. We made it happen.
Yes,
We
thank
made
you
it.
so much.
We definitely
I appreciate you.
have done some. I'm just. I'm glad you're here. You
Yeah.
still alive, you know what I'm
I
saying?
appreciate
All them
y'all.
damn
Yeah, thank
council
you.
meetings. I've seen those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. So another question, you know how people have idols or, in other fields where they want to look up to. Do you have any politicians that you feel like you can relate to?
Obama's.
Man, I have several.
Yeah.
I have a few. There's one. He's a mayor of Cocoa, Mayor Mike Blake, but his father, Dick Blake, was the first black elected official
Wow.
in Brevard County. So
Wow.
in the county,
This
yeah.
is only like a couple generations.
Yeah, a couple generations in Cocoa,
Okay.
which we know Cocoa is predominantly black.
Yeah.
So that's what it took for him to get in. And
Is it predominantly black?
yeah, Cocoa is.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Really?
they call it Chocolate City.
I thought it was Chocolate City for
The name
something else.
fits.
I thought it was because of cocoa, not because of black people.
Well, it's both. It's both.
Oh.
It's both.
I'm moving.
Yeah, even the mayor will joke around and say it too.
That's wild.
But
But I get it.
Yeah, so he's one I look up to. There's Dr. Michael Kador. He's a councilman for City of Rockledge. Like there's several.
Wow.
There's several, and even my grandmother. I tell the story every chance I get. When I was first elected in November 2018, she told me, she's like, when I marched as a young lady with Dr. King in Birmingham, Alabama, I didn't realize I was marching for, a future for my grandson to be a councilman. So we're talking about like 60 years before she was putting in the work for a future she couldn't even see.
It runs in your bloodline.
Like
Wow.
the things we're doing now, we don't know what, how we can be either setting our children or their children's children up for success
Yes.
or failure. We can be, creating generational wealth or creating generational curses. So
Preach.
so for her to tell me that, I was like, wow. I was like, I cried because I was like, you know what? I cannot let her down.
Definitely.
I can't let my son down. I can't let my family down. I can't let the community down.
For
so
sure.
Well, I do got questions, of course, because I'm a father as well.
Yep.
So being a father, I asked this question to my wife like 2 nights ago. Do you feel like you're doing the absolute best job you possibly can to show them? Do you feel like, is it times where you ever get like, damn, what can I want to do something more, but like, what does that look like for you, man? You ever think of that?
There's always doubt. There's in the human brain, there's always doubt, but how can I put it? I can look into his eyes and tell he's happy, and I know I provide roof over his head, food, and everything that he needs. And there was one day he even looked at me. I was tired. I wasn't sad or anything. I was tired. He's like, "Are you happy, Daddy?" And he's 3 years old. I was like, "I'm happy, son." And then he just sat on my lap. Little moments like that. Moments like that. So, there's never a moment. There's times where I've been invited to galas or events, things of that nature. But, my son is a priority.
Yeah.
Yes, I've sworn office to be a councilman, but I also, before God, I'm a father first.
Ooh.
So,
Preach.
so I would
big,
never,
man.
if I have to resign or have to step down from council, my son is my first priority. So as long as people go into their mindset with putting God and putting their children first, I think the world will be a lot better place, because you'll really see a lot less gun violence, a lot less problems and domestic violence, everything, if we put, God and then our children first, because you're going to think twice about doing certain things or
Even if your child, you know what I'm saying?
You know?
Like I said, we talked about it a minute ago. That's fatherless household.
Yep.
The biggest thing, people are like our age are, they're fatherless. So growing up into thinking your mindset is there, but you react at everything. You just, you're not showing the youth how to do anything either.
And it's not
You know what I'm saying?
to put the blame on mothers that, like The same way I said I had to work multiple jobs. These moms, single mothers, are having to work multiple jobs.
Shout out
so
to y'all, for real.
you know, to run the household, and during that time, the kid might be home, and their mind might be exposed to anything on YouTube, on social media, whatever that they're not ready to take on.
Correct.
And then they try to replicate that, and then that's where you see what you see.
Man, not too long ago, I remember letting my wife go do some work she did. Well, she wanted to do her mom or something like that. And I stayed home with the babies. She came back. I said, babe, I'm so sorry. I see everything she said. I love it when you know how I feel. I said, listen, never again will I get at you like this, because damn. I couldn't get no work done. Bro.
Yeah.
Like the entire time. She got back at like 4 or 5. Like, I'm just now getting on stuff. I'm like,
You probably thought it was a week. You probably
You know how dogs
like,
you go away for like
and they waiting at the door
like, oh my God, it's been a month.
I can't do this again. I could, but when you're trying to get work done, it's a you know,
it's a challenge.
That's a work within itself.
Like, when somebody asked me, like, you know, how is fatherhood, I was like, at times it can be a beautiful nightmare. Like there's times where it's restless nights, but I wouldn't want it any other way.
Not at all, man.
I wouldn't want it any another way. So so it's just a balance between, y'all know, being an entrepreneur, a parent, and counsel. So just like with anything, you got to prioritize and move forward from there. So
what was so special about your campaign?
I would say the bipartisan support. So you know, I'm a registered Democrat, but I consider myself very moderate, because I'm definitely pro Second Amendment. Like I'm huge on my firearms. Like I love going shooting at Frog Bones or down to Sebastian. But I'm very moderate, and the support I got from Republicans, Democrats, and people who are nonpartisan, I think that spoke volumes on me winning the election. So
I love
coming
that.
together for one cause.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. What was the hardest part of the election, would you say?
The smear tactics. Yeah, the smear tactics.
They will always try.
Oh man.
But you could never bring it.
Yeah. What Michelle Obama said, they go low, you go high.
Yes.
Yeah. But there were some times when they went low, I wanted to take it to the flow. Like, I wanted to get, but you have to, you can't let people bring that angry side out, or that, because they
that's what they want to.
That's what they want.
Yeah. So,
that's what they
would
want.
you say it was simple for you? Like, was it easy to get by? Like, how was the election hard, or
it was more so frustrating that
Okay.
people can be that evil, and that that rude and that manipulative as well. So it was more so frustrating, but it didn't deter me from my goal. Like, while people are coming at me from the left and right, I'm focused on moving forward.
How did you stay focused? What kept you aligned?
Like, you see how bright that light is? Like, that's all I saw. Like
Tunnel vision.
Kodak Black, tunnel vision. I was just about to say Kodak Black,
That's
tunnel
Florida,
vision. So
I love it.
like, just like with you, like your focus is, your nonprofit, your business, and you growing it to the, its utmost potential, and nothing's going to stop you from that. Nobody's going to stop you from that, and that was my focus.
I love it.
So focus is what focus gets. It wins the race.
Yeah. And it kind of added fuel to my fire. Like, you have that many haters, you got to be doing something right.
Yes.
You got people talking about, man, Leo, King Leo's, man, them sea moss smoothies are all right. They all right. They talking trash, let them talk trash.
It's funny because I was at a FIT event or something. I brought my smoothies there, and then the video is a girl recorded herself drinking it. Some dude said, "That's that smoothie." I don't want to say the N word, but word, that's that. I'm like,
oh, he said,
I'm just like, to be honest, I'm like, bro, you're going to try it eventually, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I see that the haters right now, eventually they're going to be your biggest supporters.
Without a
right now,
doubt.
they're looking at you like you're crazy, but then the more you're consistent, later on down the line, that's why I tell my agents all the time, later on down the line, when you're in business, you separate people all day. Like, you got to be ready for it, you know what I'm saying? So later on down the line, they come back. It's right now, they might think of whatever they're thinking. That's a reflection of how they think of themselves.
It's so true.
The solid one's gonna build you from the first start to the end. You know what I'm saying? But the ones that the way they think about themselves, that's how they're gonna look at you. You know how they look at themselves from that. But once you know, now it's like, all right, I'm tunnel vision. I know how to treat you, how not to treat you. I know what to do with you. Yeah. Put people in their place. DMX said that. When we said that, we talked about on our first interview, I think. DMX said, trust a snake, gonna bite. Trust a dog, gonna whatever. Trust your instincts, but trust they're gonna be them. They're gonna show you who they are.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So that's big though.
So yeah, and I appreciate that. That's good.
For real, man. My next question is, what made you cut the dreads off, brother? I gotta ask.
Man,
I gotta ask. I got to ask.
I was getting pulled over quite often.
Stereotype.
I was getting pulled over quite often.
Damn.
And
That sucks.
Wow.
I was getting pulled over
That's
quite
real.
often, and also I got my degree in criminal justice. So some of the professions I was applying for, you know, even I tried to do the interview with them, and now between the two of them, I was like, it's just hair.
It's funny you said that though, because I mean that definitely does happen frequently, and the fact that you're already black brings you, you know what I'm saying. So is there a difference between having the hair versus where you are now and the police?
I still got pulled over, but most of the time it was for me speeding. Like when I got out of college and paid off my student loans, I got me a Ford Mustang, 5.0 GT, and I was
Can't tell me nothing.
Yeah.
And I know one of y'all goals is to bridge the gap between police and us and everything like that, right?
Yep.
So I mean, the other day, I got an AMG now. We just bought an AMG. So where we're driving in Cocoa, every stop sign we make sure we stop at. Next thing you know, whoop whoop.
Dang.
The cop comes to the back window. Can I see your driver's license? You ran a stop sign. I'm like, my wife does not do that. We just saw every single stop sign.
Yeah.
And he came and did that. And I think it's because of in my opinion, just because of the vehicle. But how, and when you're dealing with stuff like that, how in the hell, you know what I'm saying? Like, how does it register in someone's mind? Like, listen, they're not all as bad.
Yeah.
Because in the day, I understand they're not all like that whatsoever.
Yeah.
But how do you get into someone's head? Like, listen, that's just that cop. The rest of them may not be like that.
And it's accountability in all aspects. Like, it's accountability. If I'm working with multiple trainers and I have a trainer that's not doing their job or who's doing poorly, then I need to either correct them or they need to go.
Yeah.
Same thing with the police departments. If we have police officers who aren't doing their job, and it's brought to light what they're doing, we either need to correct it or let them go. There's been instances in Palm Bay where that's already happened.
Yeah.
We had a police officer who might have done this or that, and internal affairs. Hey,
I'm about to say, what do we do at that point? Because me being a businessman and going the angle I'm going, that's, to me, it's like, nah, it's not acceptable at all.
Yeah, it becomes
you
harassment.
just getting off is just getting off. But who the hell do I tell where they're going to really be like, let me look into it?
So you have, just like anything else, you have to follow a report.
Yeah.
You have to follow a report. That's one reason why I was big on getting body cameras in Palm Bay. Now, it should have worked on it sooner rather than later, but after what happened with George Floyd was when I really pushed and pioneered getting that in Palm Bay. And talking with the previous police chief, first he was a little hesitant before, but after the whole George Floyd case, he even saw, like, I see the need for it.
Yeah.
Like,
Definitely.
And I appreciate him. It takes a lot to, I don't want to say to admit that you're wrong, but to admit, like, okay, I see a different perspective now. That takes a lot. So to him, and we had that conversation, he was all for it, and now we have the body cameras.
Wow.
So it's public record. So if you ever feel something was questionable or wrong, that's public record. You can request it, or you can file a complaint. Like, it's there.
Wow.
The camera just always on. Like,
Yeah.
As
Well,
it should be.
Well, whenever say as soon as you're getting pulled over, it's on. But if they're just walking around the department or something,
Nothing.
yeah.
Which is fine.
But anytime it's citizen engagement.
Yes.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
So I hope that helps.
No, that makes sense.
That good?
I just had to ask that because
No, I got you. Yeah,
Nice.
no, and it's because even with me, I'm an elected official, but I still make sure I get pulled over at daylight or night. I'll put my hands on the wheel, make sure the car's parked.
Got to, yeah.
Everything,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, man. Just know how to deal with them is something. I've seen black men scream back like, "Oh no, no!" Yo,
Yeah, it gets ugly.
bro, are you serious? If something happens, it's like I'm only witness to what happens to me also. You're not thinking about you're thinking about yourself right now.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Not your surroundings, and that's selfish, but that's how we think.
And and what did you say earlier? What was the word? Reactive.
Yes.
Yeah, very
Reactive.
very.
Even if there is a bad altercation, it's better for you to de-escalate and then deal with it. Once you once you leave.
Yeah.
Even if it's like with in a relationship or even with your kids, instead of like doing something that you'll regret, it's better to just to breathe, take a second, and
very big. Emotional intelligence, man. That's very big.
Yeah, emotional intelligence, EI, yeah.
Definitely.
So, I'm still working on it. I'm not going to act like I'm not ready to pop off sometimes.
Nowhere near just
right.
Yeah, man.
But it's
triggering at times.
Yes.
But we just have to have control.
Yep.
That's really what it is, and that'll take experience and time.
Yep. And commitment.
And having mentors or peers to help assist you.
Like we talked about.
Mentors is very big, man.
Yeah.
Goodness, that's very big.
Definitely.
You ever thought about both of y'all? You ever thought about having therapy before?
Yeah.
I've done therapy.
I've
done therapy.
I thought about it, and I'm there.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I've done.
Everyone should.
I've been wanting like
we have too much. As people, we have so many different types of walks we've all come from, but trauma is real, and sometimes some people don't even realize they've been through something until they're actually speaking to someone, or they're triggered and they're like, "Why did this happen to me?" It could be your past. It could be from anything that you might not even know. You might need some healing. Yeah. So.
And to add to that, there's sometimes where I've thought of every possible scenario, but then I go to the therapist and they be like, "Well, how about this?" I'm like, "Dang, I never thought of that."
See, I don't know how they know that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
where do you find one?
So for me, I went through my insurance to see what providers, but I did a lot of research because I'm like, before I open myself up to this person, I want to look at their credentials. I want to see if the connection will happen before I even speak. And sure enough, after doing I did like 2 weeks of research before I decided. Nice. And then it's been beneficial.
It's healthy. It's like being vegan for your brain.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. Or adding sea moss to your brain.
Yes.
There we go. I just did a plug.
I see you.
There we go. Yeah.
Add sea moss to your brain. Get therapy.
Right. Every day. Every single day.
I like that.
So yeah. So
quick little questions like this or that. We're gonna play.
Okay.
Quick game. Alrighty.
Uh-oh.
So let's see. Socialism or capitalism?
Capitalism.
Really? Okay.
We're entrepreneurs.
I was about to say, because they say Democrats don't. Like, what?
Yeah, capitalism
runs America.
I would say that's the main thing that also moved me to being more moderate. I know it's supposed to be quick answers.
No, you're fine.
Okay, right.
I like that.
But like there's several other personal training businesses in Palm Bay, Melbourne. I never wish any ill will on them. Like capitalism, we need to sharpen one another. Yes. If they're on their P's and Q's, that's going to make me more accountable to stay on my P's and Q's because there's competition across the street. Just like how you might have two Denny's, but one's better than the other.
Right.
Because that one's
that
striving.
Is true. Popeyes in Melbourne is better than the one on Palm Bay Road.
Yeah.
She said it, not me. Hold on.
It's true.
But because that one sees the competition, they're like, hey, we're going to be the best.
Yeah.
So that's what capitalism should be about.
The majority of the time, the ones that are not trying to fight to be their best got a problem. It's like, well, what you want me to do?
And then they'll be hating. Instead of hating, use it to motivate yourself to, rise up. So capitalism, that's why. Yeah.
Okay. Pro-life or pro-choice?
I'll say pro-choice.
Pro-choice.
What
does that mean? Can you elaborate on that?
So pro-life, pro-choice.
No, what you talk.
That's like for like if you plan to have abortions, right? Yeah. Like if you're for abortions or not.
So I don't think, and the reason why I say pro-choice, I don't think it's my job to tell you as a woman what to do with it. Like we see the legislation, like I'm for protecting our children, but at the same time, it's not my job to tell Antonia or any woman what they can or can't do. We as men wouldn't want somebody to tell us what we can or can't do with our bodies.
Of course not. I mean, I don't want to speak on that too much. That's a sensitive topic.
It's true.
I got you. Yeah, she brought it up, so I'm gonna answer it. You ask, I'm gonna answer.
Next.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anti-death penalty or death penalty?
Death penalty.
Dang. Why?
Damn.
What would be the?
So let me. And I've had this conversation a few times. I don't think this conversation has happened enough. When you see a lot of these school shootings, these mass shootings, majority of them know they're going to be getting 3 meals a day. They're going to spend the rest of their life in jail. But I feel if they knew that the consequence for their action is sudden death, I feel like we'll see a lot less.
Yes.
Yeah, like that's my
cutthroat.
That's my logic behind it. I'm not going to say it's correct.
Gotta put fear.
But fear definitely is going to make you think.
Fear will make you think twice.
Fear sharpens listening.
Yes.
Just like with disciplining a kid, they're gonna think twice because they know they're gonna get a spanking. So they're like, wait, me doing this is it's not worth it.
Yeah.
So
Good answer.
yeah, so
Good question or good answer?
Good.
Both.
Both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, do you believe in global warming or is it a lie?
no, I believe it's happening.
Yeah.
I do believe it's happening. While it was kind of chilly this morning.
Yeah.
It was. I got up this morning. I was like, oh, it's kind of chilly, but I think it's happening. That's why you see a lot more people trying to move towards hybrid vehicles or electric vehicles. So I think it is something of concern, and then especially with NASA trying to get up to Mars as fast as they are,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, they know something that we don't know.
That's another talk.
Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, it's a good. You got some good questions.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All
I
right.
did my little homework.
Very
Yeah.
good question.
So, do you prefer a smaller government or a bigger government?
I would say smaller.
Why?
Like just I feel people and communities will thrive regardless, you know, but I do feel there needs to be some sort of overseeing, but not the same way I said I shouldn't tell you what to do with your body. I feel like government shouldn't tell people what to do with their property or
Yes.
you know, or how to live their lives.
Yes.
Like
I like that.
I wish the IRS would just go away because it's not a government entity.
Kenny for president
Talk about it.
2024.
Talk about it.
Hopefully I don't get, you know, popped once I leave here.
Stop.
You know, but
Nah, this is gonna be posting it.
See, the IRS is nothing like we all think.
No.
We all think IRS is gonna knock on your door with dogs and with the big jackets and all that. And it's not that at all.
Yeah.
They're gonna send you a letter at max, ask you to prove something, or they're gonna ask you for money.
Yeah.
That's the most. Now, we're talking about jail time when we're talking about 6 figures plus, high 5 figures,
Right.
owing them for years and years.
Yep.
Now you dodging me. You got to do that.
Yeah.
You know that's a big difference.
Yep.
But we very the natural person is scared of. Those 3 letters, the IRS. They're very scared of it. They're like
they're more scared of
IRS
IRS.
they're not the police. They're not social services.
Yeah.
They're not FBI. None
Yep.
of that whatsoever. They're gonna just send you a letter from their office in Texas
Yep.
and make sure you respond. If you don't, okay,
See,
you
he
owe
knows.
us.
He knows. That's
it.
the tax man right
That's
there.
it. I mean, I got it. You had to get into the craft, of course. I had
Yeah.
to explain to people, IRS is not that. They're not. Don't be alarmed. Don't be afraid. They're nothing like that.
Yep.
All right. So, another question. Do you despise Donald Trump or do you have appreciation for him?
It's both. I would say both. I feel like
question for a politician.
no. I feel like he could have been a lot more efficient if he would have put Twitter down
Yeah, he was.
and let his publicists do what they're supposed to do, which is, you know, speak and you know, or have the vice president speak more. Because when several of the policies actually were well written and good for the for government, but your words can either be inclusive or divisive.
Right.
Correct.
And I feel some of what he did or said, mostly what he would say, was made to be divisive.
Right.
You know, where he could have used different terminology, and there's clips there where he was inclusive. Like there's a clip out there where he was speaking. I think it was at a historically black college, the HBCU, and he was saying, he was like, I'll be the first one to say, you know, the African Americans did the most for this country. Now he might have just been saying that, you know, in front of that crowd and then saying something, but it's out there.
You know the
Yeah.
history, man. Come on.
Yeah, everybody knows it, but you know, he actually acknowledged it. But then there's other clips where you hear something and it sounds like the opposite. So I feel, and that can be with anybody. Somebody can take this clip and spin it
Yeah, for
however
sure.
they want to.
Yeah.
For
So,
sure.
but I truly feel he would have won re-election if there was a lot less sound bites out there
Definitely.
to make it divisive.
Absolutely.
Makes sense.
So
Yeah. Oh, wow. Definitely, man. He's economics, like how we talked about. He knows business.
he knows that game.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And in his realm, any publicity is good publicity.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's an entertainer.
You know what I'm saying?
He's
I read his book now. I said,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
You got a different type of mind. He
Yeah.
talks about how you said if you allowed your publicists to do their job. In his book, he talks about hiring people and not trusting them. I'm like, huh? That's a different take.
Yeah, it is.
But it makes sense
Yeah.
if you really, because some individuals they're hired and they just coast. I
Yep.
got a job. I'm okay.
Yep.
Others, they truly get into what they're supposed to get into. They don't really need too much monitoring. But either way, they still need monitoring no matter what. That's kind of that's how my take was when he said in the book. So I'm like, okay, makes sense. Yeah.
So it's real.
nice. Gun control or no gun control? I'm sure you.
So And even with that, there has to be a balance. Like, I don't think there should just be guns everywhere.
For sure.
I feel there should be, background checks and,
Mental checks.
thorough background checks,
Yeah.
mental health checks.
Yes.
But I still will trust myself with a firearm than, me not having anything at all.
For sure.
Yeah, and the bad guy has a firearm.
Yeah.
Because then what I'm going to do, I'm going to throw my phone at him.
Rubber band.
You gotta run at that point. Shit. Stand still.
So
like what's his name from Boys in the Hood with your chin?
with your chin. So with that, and also I feel there needs to be a balance too between the two. So yes, that's my stance on that.
Okay. Feminist or no feminist or non?
A balance. See,
Yeah.
when I say I'm
Okay,
moderate,
okay,
I'm very.
okay.
So like I said, there needs to be equality and equity. So if there's a job there, there shouldn't be preferential treatment either way. There shouldn't be preferential treatment whether it's a woman, man, black, white. If the person has the resume, they have the resume.
Right.
In the case of what we saw with the I can't remember the sister's name. She became a Supreme Court judge. There's a sister who became Supreme Court judge, and her qualifications were higher than anybody else already serving on there.
She's sister though. She's black.
Yeah, black.
I think I just seen something about
But
that.
they gave her hell and high waters.
Really?
She still got it though, right?
Yeah, she got it.
Yeah.
But they gave her hell and high waters, but she was the most qualified there.
Wow.
So in that sense, yes, I'm a feminist because I'm an advocate because she checked all the boxes. So
essentially, because this is
yeah,
it's a specific topic, right? So essentially, you see, it depends on the situation, or would you say it's like a, free,
it's
for
like,
anything?
It's
type?
like I said earlier. I feel less government. Let people be people. Let businesses be businesses. You're gonna hire somebody, or intern or whatever because they're the best for the job, whether it's a male or female or whatever they identify as. So let the business decide what they want. Let people be people. Let people love who they love.
Makes sense. Definitely do. Okay.
I love a woman. If another woman loves a woman, that's between her and that woman.
I was gonna ask
That's none of my business.
Yeah.
That's between them. I run my household.
Right.
They run theirs.
I like that.
That's something you really can't touch too much. Like
For sure, that's another touchy topic, which is sad.
Yeah,
But that's
and it shouldn't be.
but,
We're all humans, but we're fighting for human rights.
Yeah.
How does that make?
Sad.
That's why we probably haven't been visited by aliens yet.
Yeah.
They look at us like these guys fighting against each other. Like
No, seriously, and they're watching us. Like
they probably drove by like.
You guys are about to blow yourselves up.
Yeah,
and
we
stuff.
ain't got to worry about them. They got a
Yeah.
whole nother 10,000.
just like each other over there fighting and killing. What the hell,
Yeah.
man? Yeah, it's not too good.
Yeah.
It definitely isn't.
So last one, wall or no wall?
For the border. So I don't think there needs to be like an actual wall, but there does need to be a vetting process regarding who enters the country and whatnot. Because you don't want to just have an open border and let everybody in because you don't know what you're letting in or who you're letting in. But at the same time, I trained some clients who have just gotten their citizenship, and that test is. There's regular Americans that wouldn't pass that test.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah,
I believe it.
Yeah,
I was helping
I
my
don't know
friend.
nothing about the test.
Yeah, like
they were asking about
knowing the whole
number-
Star Spangled Banner and all.
certain numbers of presidents too.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't even know that.
Yeah,
We on 51.
I don't even. It's not. If it's not Kenny
46.
Johnson,
I know the
don't
Super
know.
Bowl is
No.
kind of and the presidency's that before you.
No,
It's
you
crazy.
did.
No.
No, you-
Oh,
Hey,
I
we gonna
believe
erase that. Y'all didn't
it.
hear that. Just I'm a
No.
football advocate also, so that's why.
No,
Yeah.
46.
46.
Yep.
Damn, I thought that was George Bush.
No, we're on 46.
Damn.
Trump was 45, Obama 44.
Obama was 44. He definitely was that match.
Wow.
Okay, so
So-
all right, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so think about it. With your household, you're not gonna just let any and everybody in your house.
No, not at all.
I feel the same way.
Not at
You're gonna
all.
vet people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before they enter your home, you know, and bring whatever energy with them. You're gonna let me check this person out. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Do you have one more for me, Antonia? Is that it?
Hmm.
Oh Lord. Oh.
She always gonna have a question, man. No matter what,
She'll throw a curveball
she's
too.
going to. Something.
How do you feel about us funding or be backing Ukraine during this entire?
We have people, we have veterans, we have people on the streets and children in foster care that are struggling here in America that we need to be addressing first and foremost before going. I'm all for helping one another, but let's start home first.
Yeah, we need this.
Make sure you're in home is good before going out.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
That's like me, giving up my paycheck to help somebody in a different state when my son is hungry.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Right.
I need to take care of home first. Now, once I take care of home and everything's situated, okay.
I'm in the economics myself. I like learning about finances and stuff like that. So I seen a video with Ray Dalio. Have you ever heard the name before?
No.
It talks about how China is coming up, and U.S. is basically we're tearing ourselves from the inside out, like literally. So that makes us vulnerable to everything else. Everything with the interest rates. The bank just crashed, Silicon Valley, right?
Yeah,
so that's a very big. That's gonna start a spiral in the economy also. And it's tax time.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm a tax guy as well.
Dang.
We know a lot of people haven't even done their taxes because the economy's not going nowhere.
Sure.
During tax time, that's when the economy really booms.
Right.
It hasn't done anything just yet.
Wow.
So that's how we know, like, okay, well.
So there's gonna be a crash. You feel?
Oh,
very.
That's
You think it'll be the last
year.
final crash, and we're just doomed?
what I'm hearing from some of the applicants and developers. They say it's going to be more of a correction. They don't see it being crashed like it was
2008. Yeah,
somewhere around that time. They say it's going to be a correction, but they're not like anything we saw before. Now that's what they say. That doesn't mean it's true, but only time will tell. The main thing I would say is just still, prepare.
Yeah.
Just prepare. Make sure you're either investing or managing your coins properly. So,
Man.
Wow.
That's big though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything's centered around economics and money and stuff like that. So
yep.
yeah, that's why I educate myself a lot on it because just like you, I saw you even months ago just posting different things in different countries. I'm like, little politics. I said, okay, all right. All right now.
I'm trying
Antonia
to be
be on
somebody.
it.
You know,
Antonia be on it.
No,
I'm trying little by little.
Yeah.
I'm not like, the smartest or very intelligent or anything like that. But I do want to know more, and I want to learn.
Yep.
And whatever I do know, I want to spread and let other people know. Like, hey, be aware. This is, what's going on, and learn more.
Yep.
Teach yourself.
Exactly.
That's that's what we went over. That's what this is
Yeah.
about.
Yep.
I want to have more more guests on here that's going to be able to teach, inform us.
Yep.
I can do music and other type of stuff here as guests. But I think we're at a time where we need to spread the knowledge and teach others and
educate our people.
Get deeper.
Yep.
You
with
know,
it.
So that's gonna provide value, and who other to have on first besides Mr. Kenny Johnson
Appreciate
himself.
it, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all.
Yeah,
Before we wrap it up,
appreciate you, man.
do you have any other questions you'd like to ask him?
What can we see from you moving forward? Like I know you said you started at chief deputy,
Yes.
Councilman, deputy mayor.
So what's next? Because I know there's a ladder on that.
We'll see. I'm still filling out the political climate right now,
Okay.
and we'll see.
I like that.
Whether I stay in Palm Bay or go state level or even federal level in DC.
That was what I was. That's that right there, like the state level now. Like it's different,
So we'll see. I'm 31 now, so I
Yeah.
still got some time just to fill out things.
Got a hell of time.
Definitely, since my son is 3, I want to make sure I'm not away. Because when you're at the state level, you're in Tallahassee all the time, or federal level, you're in DC all the time. So these are the prime years,
Wow.
So I want to make sure, like I said, that's in the very beginning. That's the priority.
Yes.
And if everything works out where I can do both, then I'll do it.
I love it.
So no,
I love it.
it's the Florida State itself. Florida State, no other states.
Yeah.
You're gonna stay
No,
Florida.
I agree. I'm not even from
Okay.
there, but I agree.
Florida.
I like that.
Yeah, Florida
I like
boy.
that. We need you.
Yeah, so.
So, before we close it out, can you give a message to the youth? Just,
No, I appreciate that. For those of y'all who are watching this, first off, I want to thank, Antonia and King Leo for having me.
Thank you.
But just know, like me, a young kid from Melbourne, Florida, graduate. If I can do it, you can do it. If I can be a councilman, because this was nowhere near on my radar. If I can do it, you can do it. If I can become an entrepreneur, you can too. But you just have to align yourself around the people that are going to get you there. If you find yourself always around negative situations or bad outcomes, maybe you need to look at your circle and who you're around. With me, I prefer to be around entrepreneurs, or if I'm the least intelligent in the room, I'm fine with that because I'm surrounded around those that are intelligent, and by default, that's going to rub off on me. So make sure you surround yourself around, positive leaders, mentors, or people of that nature, so that way it can help elevate you.
I love that. Wow, Kenny,
So, yeah.
you're the man. Where can people find you? How can they contact you?
They can contact me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Just type in Kenny Johnson, or my cell is 321-474-0183. Just type in Kenny Johnson on any social media platform, or call or text me, and I got y'all.
Sound like Can't Possible.
Yes. Call me, beat me if you want to reach me.
Hey, classic.
That's so funny.
Classic.
I love it.
I appreciate y'all.
Thank you so much
this.
for being here,
Yes,
Kenny.
yes.
This was definitely the one.
I
This
loved it.
is
I loved it.
this
For real,
is
for real.
amazing, and I'm
Thank you.
so beyond grateful to have you here.
I
Y'all
appreciate
gonna see him
that.
again
Yeah.
soon. Just so
Yeah.
y'all know. Yeah.
Yeah,
This is it.
anytime y'all need.
Yeah.
And any, like, if there's somebody else you want in regards to the government side or
We
anything
will.
of that nature,
Please,
let me
and
know
let
and I
them know
got
too.
y'all.
This is
Definitely.
where this is an open format,
Yep.
platform that we want to spread the message. We want to amplify
Yep.
your vision.
That's what it's about.
Amped up.
Getting amped up.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate
All right.
it.
Thank
Yes, sir.
you.
Yes, sir.
And take your sea moss smoothies.
Yes.
King
you
Leo.
go.
King Leo
I
in the
live by those
building.
every day.
There you go.
I live by those every day, so I got to do
Yes.
that plug too, because we
Yes.
support one another. So
So
Every
health
morning.
is important.
Yep.
All that.
Yep.
Mental health.
physical
everything.
health, mental health, spiritual health. all
Love
three,
it.
So
That's it, guys. You hear him first. So
Kenny
yeah,
G.
make sure you guys comment, subscribe, share, let everyone know Kenny Johnson's in the building, and I thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you next week.
thank you.
Blessing.